Hotel Transylvania. Transformania is a 2022 American animated monster comedy film. It is the fourth installment in the Hotel Transylvania franchise and the sequel to Hotel Transylvania 3, Summer Vacation, 2018. Produced by Columbia Pictures and Sony Pictures Animation, the film stars Andy Samberg, Selena Gomez, Kathryn Hahn, Jim Gaffigan, Steve Buscemi, Molly Shannon, David Spade, Keegan-Michael, Fran Drescher, Asher Blinkoff, and newcomers Brian Hull and Brad Abrell, who replace Adam Sandler and Kevin James respectively. The film was directed by Drymon and Jennifer Kluska in their feature-length directorial debuts, from a screenplay by Amos, Vernon, Nunzio Randazzo, and Jendi Tartakovsky. The film follows Dracula and his son-in-law Johnny as they travel to South America to locate a crystal that can reverse a transformation spell before its effects become permanent. Originally scheduled for theatrical release in the United States on October 1, 2021, the film's release was cancelled due to concerns related to the COVID-19 pandemic. Sony Pictures sold distribution rights to Amazon Studios for $100 million. The film was released on Amazon Prime Video on January 14, 2022, and theatrically in China on April 3, 2022. Hotel Transylvania. Transformania had a production budget of $75 million and grossed approximately $18.5 million worldwide, primarily from its theatrical release in China. The film received mixed reviews from critics. Plot. During Hotel Transylvania's 125th anniversary party, Dracula plans to retire and leave the hotel to his daughter Mavis and her husband Johnny. After overhearing the news, Johnny enthusiastically shares his renovation plans, prompting Dracula to lie about a monster real estate law that prohibits humans from owning the hotel. Disheartened, Johnny accepts his exclusion. Van Helsing offers to help by using a special ray that transforms humans into monsters and vice versa. Johnny becomes a dragon-like creature, but when Dracula tries to reverse the transformation, he accidentally turns himself human and breaks the ray's crystal. Van Helsing instructs them to retrieve a replacement crystal from the Cave of the Reflection in South America to undo the effects. Meanwhile, Dracula's friends Frank, Wayne, Griffin, and Murray are transformed into humans after exposure to the ray. Mavis and Erica confront Van Helsing, who reveals the ray's effects are unstable and irreversible if not cured in time. They join the others in traveling to South America. On their journey, Dracula and Johnny grow closer, but tensions rise when Dracula confesses he fabricated the real estate law. Hurt, Johnny mutates further and flees. Mavis finds him and leads him to the cave, but the crystal initially fails to reverse the transformation. Dracula allows Johnny to capture him and expresses his acceptance of Johnny as family. This helps Johnny regain control, and Mavis successfully restores him. Everyone is returned to normal, but the hotel is destroyed by Van Helsing's pet, Gigi. Dracula decides to let Mavis and Johnny rebuild the hotel. 1 year later, it reopens with a modernized design. Voice cast. Main article, list of Hotel Transylvania characters. Andy Samberg as Jonathan Johnny Loughran, Mavis's husband, Dracula's son-in-law, Erica's stepson-in-law and Dennis' father 5. Selena Gomez as Mavis Dracula, Johnny's wife, Dracula's daughter, Erica's stepdaughter, and Dennis' mother 5. Victoria Gomez voices a young Mavis Dracula, as well as Wilma, a werewolf who is the daughter of Wayne and Wanda. Kathryn Hahn as Erica Van Helsing, Dracula's wife, and the great-granddaughter of Abraham Van Helsing 5. Jim Gaffigan as Professor Abraham Van Helsing, a former monster hunter, Dracula's great-grandfather-in-law and ex-nemesis and Erica's great-grandfather who invented the monstrification ray 5. Steve Buscemi as Wayne, a werewolf, and Wanda's husband 5. Molly Shannon as Wanda, a werewolf, and Wayne's wife 5. David Spade as Griffin, an invisible man 5. Keegan-Michael as Murray, an ancient mummy 5. Brian Hull as Count Dracula, the founder of Hotel Transylvania and Mavis's father, Johnny's father-in-law, Dennis' maternal grandfather and Erica's husband. In the previous films, he was voiced by Adam Sandler 5/6, who was unavailable to return for the fourth installment due to scheduling conflicts. 7. Fran Drescher as Eunice, Frankenstein's wife. 5. Brad Abrell as Frankenstein, Eunice's husband. He was originally voiced by Kevin James in the first 3 films. 8. Asher Blinkoff as Dennis, the dumb son of Johnny and Mavis, Vlad's great-grandson, Erica's step-grandson and Dracula's grandson. 5. Zoe Berry as Winnie, a werewolf who is the daughter of Wayne and Wanda and Dennis' best friend. She was originally voiced by Sadie Sandler in the first 3 films. Asher Bishop as Wesley, a werewolf who is the son of Wayne and Wanda. Tyler Ninja Blevins as Party Monster. 9. Jendi Tartakovsky as Blobby, a green blob monster. Jennifer Kluska as Wendy, a werewolf who is the daughter of Wayne and Wanda. Derek Drymon as a zombie that was briefly turned into a human. Production. In February 2019, Sony Pictures Animation announced that a 4th Hotel Transylvania film was in development. 10/11 in October of that year, Jendi Tartakovsky confirmed that he would not return to direct. 12 in September 2020, Jennifer Kluska and Derek Drymon were announced as directors. Kluska had worked as a storyboard artist on earlier sequels, while Drymon had previously worked on series such as Rocko's Modern Life, Cat Dog, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Adventure Time. Tartakovsky stayed on as screenwriter and executive producer, joined by Selena Gomez, who also voiced the character Mavis. 1314 production was carried out remotely during the COVID-19 pandemic. 15. In April 2021, the film's title was revealed as Hotel Transylvania, Transformania, and it was confirmed to be the final entry in the franchise. 16/17 that same month, Sony announced that Adam Sandler would not reprise his role as Dracula. 6. The role was taken over by Brian Hull, who had voiced the character in the short film Monster Pets. 18. Kathryn Hahn, Steve Buscemi, David Spade, and Keegan-Michael returned to voice their characters, and in May 2021, Brad Abrell was announced as the new voice of Frankenstein, replacing Kevin James. 5. Lynn Hobson served as the film's editor. 19. Soundtrack. Mark Mothersbaugh returned to compose the score for the film, continuing his work from the previous 3 installments. 20. The official soundtrack was released by Sony Classical on January 14, 2022. 21. An original song featured in the end credits, Love Is Not Hard to Find, was written by Maureen van der Tang, Farider Wienjehou, Glenn Faria, and Jeaner Argo, and performed by Yendri. It was also released on January 14, 2022. 22. Release. Hotel Transylvania, Transformania was released by Amazon Studios on Prime Video on January 14, 2022. 23. In February 2019, Sony Pictures Releasing had originally scheduled the film for a theatrical release on December 22, 2021. 24. The release date was later moved to August 6, 2021, then advanced again to July 23, 2021, and subsequently delayed to October 1, 2021, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. 25/16/26. In August 2021, Sony Pictures cancelled the film's planned theatrical release and entered discussions to sell the distribution rights to a streaming platform, citing rising cases of the SARS-CoV-2 Delta variant in the United States. 27/28. On August 16, 2021, it was reported that Amazon Studios was negotiating to acquire global streaming rights, excluding China, for $100 million. Under the agreement, Amazon would release the film exclusively on Prime Video, while Sony retained home entertainment and linear television rights. 29/30. On October 6, 2021, Amazon confirmed the release date as January 14, 2022, coinciding with the 10th anniversary of the original Hotel Transylvania film. 23. Although primarily released via streaming, the film had a limited theatrical release on February 25, 2022. 31. It later opened in Chinese theaters on April 3, 2022. 32. Home media. Hotel Transylvania, Transformania was released on Blu-ray, DVD, and digital HD on August 15, 2023 by Sony Pictures Home Entertainment. 33. Reception. Critical response. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, Hotel Transylvania, Transformania holds an approval rating of 47% based on 77 reviews, with an average rating of 5.1/10. The website's critical consensus reads, much like the trio of films it follows, Hotel Transylvania, Transformania is middling family viewing relatively painless, but overall rather uninspired. 34. Metacritic assigned the film a weighted average score of 46 out of 100 based on 15 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. 35. Megan Navarro of Bloody Disgusting rated the film 2.5 out of 5 stars, noting that while it offers light-hearted entertainment, it never gets as complex as its moral center suggests, therefore never really rising above a wholesome, exuberant amusement ride. 36. Tom Rees-Lafley of Variety offered a more critical take, writing that the film is yet another wearisome tale that inelegantly depicts themes like acceptance, understanding, and diversity within a saga that has always been rather clumsy with its messaging around such weighty topics. 37. In a more favorable review, John DeFore of The Hollywood Reporter acknowledged the film's weaknesses in writing but praised its animation and tone, stating, Transformania remains sufficiently goofy sweet to please its target demo. Those who find the humor toothless should at least appreciate the distinctive animation, which can be as energetically wacky as classic Looney Tunes. 38. Accolades. The film was nominated in 2 categories for Outstanding Special Class Animated Program and Outstanding Sound Mixing and Sound Editing for an Animated Program at the first Children's and Family Emmy Awards. 39. At the 2023 Kids' Choice Awards, Selena Gomez won the award for Favorite Voice from an Animated Movie, Female. 40. Future Television Series. Although Hotel Transylvania, Transformania was intended as the final installment in the franchise, a spin-off television series titled Motel Transylvania was announced in June 2024. 41. 42. The series, set to premiere on Netflix in 2025, will follow Dracula and Mavis as they open and operate a motel. 43. 44. Possible sequel. In September 2024, Genndy Tartakovsky was asked in an interview with Collider about the possibility of a 5th Hotel Transylvania film. While attending the SCAD Animation Fest, where he was being honored with an award of excellence, Tartakovsky stated that Sony might consider continuing the series if there is sufficient audience demand. He acknowledged the strong performance of Transformania during its release on Amazon and indicated that further developments would depend on future interest. Andy Samberg, born David A. J. Samberg 1 August 18, 1978, 2 is an American actor, comedian, musician, writer, and producer. He is a member of the comedy music group The Lonely Island, along with childhood friends Akiva Schaffer and Jorma Taccone. Samberg was also a cast member and writer for the NBC sketch comedy series Saturday Night Live from 2005 to 2012, where he and his fellow group members are credited with popularizing the SNL digital shorts. 3. Samberg's starring film roles include Hot Rod, 2007, The Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs film series, 2009-2013, That's My Boy, 2012, Celeste and Jesse Forever, 2012, The Hotel Transylvania film series, 2012-2022, Popstar, Never Stop Never Stopping, 2016, and Palm Springs, 2020. From 2013 to 2021, he starred as Jake Peralta in the Fox, and later NBC, police sitcom Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which he also produced. For his work on the show, he was awarded a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor Television Series Musical or Comedy in 2013. 4. Early life and education. David A. J. Samberg was born in Berkeley, California, on August 18, 1978. 2. His mother, Margie, née Marrow, is a retired teacher, who taught at John Muir Elementary School, and his father, Joe Samberg, is a photographer. 5. He has 2 older sisters, Johanna and Darrow. 6. His family is Jewish, and Samberg described his upbringing as, "I wouldn't say we're super religious, but we're very much in touch with the cultural aspect of it." 7. Samberg never had a bar mitzvah. 8. He attended Shabu Elementary School. 9. With his future Brooklyn Nine-Nine CO star Chelsea Peretti. 10. At age 5, he told his parents that he wanted to change his name to Andy. 111. In a 2019 episode of Finding Your Roots, hosted by Henry Louis Gates Jr., Samberg discovered that his mother Marjorie, who was adopted by Jewish parents, is the biological daughter of an Italian Roman Catholic father named Salvatore Maida, who immigrated in 1925-12, and a German Jewish refugee mother named Ellen Phillips Born, who had come to the U.S. in 1938. They met in San Francisco. 13. Samberg's adoptive maternal grandfather was industrial psychologist and philanthropist Alfred J. Marrow. Through him, he is a third cousin of U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin, DWI. 14-15. Samberg graduated from Berkeley High School in 1996, where he became interested in creative writing and has stated that writing classes were the ones that he put all his effort into. That's what he cared about and that's what he ended up doing. 16. He attended college at University of California, Santa Cruz, for 2 years. 17. Before transferring to New York University, NYU's Tisch School of the Arts, where he graduated in 2000. 18. While at NYU, writer Murray Miller was his roommate. 19. Career: acting and filmmaking. Samberg majored in experimental film. He became an online star and made his own comedy videos with his friends Akiva Schaffer and Yorma Taccone. 20. When YouTube was created in 2005, the streaming of their videos became much more widespread. Samberg became a featured player on Saturday Night Live in part because of the work he had done on his sketch comedy website TheLonelyIsland.com, which helped him land an agent and eventually get hired at Saturday Night Live. 21. Prior to joining its cast, Samberg was, and remains, a member of the comedy troupe The Lonely Island, along with Taccone and Schaffer. The trio began writing for Saturday Night Live in 2005 and released their debut album Incredibat in 2009. Samberg appeared in numerous theatrical films, commercials, music videos, and hosted special events, including the 2009 MTV Movie Awards. In 2012, Samberg delivered the Class Day speech at Harvard University 22 and he starred with Adam Sandler in That's My Boy. The same year, he starred with Adam Sandler again in Hotel Transylvania as Jonathan, a role he reprised for its sequels Hotel Transylvania 2 and Hotel Transylvania 3, Summer Vacation. 23. In September 2012, Samberg played Cuckoo in the BAFTA-nominated BBC 3 series Cuckoo 24 and, in 2013, he landed the role of Detective Jake Peralta in Fox's, later NBC's, police sitcom Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which first aired on September 17 of the same year. 25. Samberg won the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor Television Series Musical or Comedy in 2014 for his role as Peralta. Samberg hosted the 67th Primetime Emmy Awards on September 20, 2015. 26, 27, 28 years later, he co-hosted the 76th Golden Globe Awards with Sandra Oh on January 6, 2019. Samberg at the Time 100 Gala in 2010. Samberg starred in Sleater Kinney's No Cities to Love video along with other actors such as Fred Armisen, Elliot Page, and Norman Reedus. On May 16, 2016, Samberg and The Lonely Island performed their 2009 hit I'm on a Boat with Classroom Instruments on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, as part of a recurring segment on the show. 29. Saturday Night Live. In September 2005, Samberg joined Saturday Night Live as a featured player and writer. Though his live sketch roles were limited in his first year, he appeared in many pre-recorded sketches including commercial parodies and various other filmed segments. On December 17, 2005, he co-starred with castmate Chris Parnell in the digital short show Lazy Sunday, a hip-hop song about a quest to see the film The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The short became an internet phenomenon and garnered Samberg significant media and public attention. Acclaim continued, especially for Dick in a Box, a duet with Justin Timberlake that won a Creative Arts Emmy for Outstanding Original Music and Lyrics. 3. The video for his comedy troupe's collaboration with T-Pain, I'm on a Boat, had over 56 million views on YouTube, after debuting on February 7, 2009. The song was nominated for a Grammy Award. Another digital short, Mother Lover, also featuring Timberlake, was released on May 10, 2009, to commemorate Mother's Day. Outside of his pre-recorded segments, he participated in recurring live segments, such as his Blizzard Man sketch. 30. On June 1, 2012, Samberg's spokesperson announced that Samberg had left the show. 31-32 He returned to the show to host the season 39 finale in 2014-33 and to host the 40th anniversary specials digital short. He later returned in season 50 to portray Doug Emhoff in the run-up to the 2024 election, as well as providing some additional digital shorts. Other pursuits. In November 2023, the first issue of Holy Roller, a comic written by Samberg, Rick Remender, Joe Troman, and illustrated by Roland Bosky, was released and published by Image Comics. It is about a pro bowler who is forced to quit his dream job and return to his hometown, which he soon discovers has been overrun by neo-Nazis, leading him to become a trick bowling ball-wielding Jewish superhero. 34. Samberg CO hosts the Lonely Island and Seth Meyers podcast alongside Schaefer, Tacone, and Seth Meyers, which discusses the Lonely Island's SNL digital shorts. 35. Personal life. Samberg is married to musician Joanna Newsom. He described himself as her superfan, and they met at one of her concerts in 2006. 36-37 After 5 years of dating, Samberg proposed to her in February 2013, and they married on September 21, 2013, in Big Sur, California. 38-39-40 With Saturday Night Live CO star Seth Meyers serving as Samberg's groomsman. 41. In March 2014, Samberg and Newsom purchased the Moore Crest estate in the Beechwood Canyon area of Los Angeles, California. 42 Which was associated with various historical figures. In the 1920s, it was owned by the parents of actress Mary Astor, and, prior to that, Charlie Chaplin rented it. The couple also owns a home in Manhattan's West Village. 43 They announced the birth of their daughter on August 8, 2017. 44 The birth of their second child, a son. 45 was announced by the Lonely Island's Jorma Tacone in February 2023. 46. Samberg, who grew up in the East Bay, is a fan of the Oakland Athletics and the Golden State Warriors. 47. Samberg was raised in a Jewish family, but considers himself not particularly religious. 48. Filmography. Selena Marie Gomez, /Eslin /Eslienne Gomez, born July 22, 1992, is an American actress, singer, songwriter, producer, and businesswoman. Gomez began her career as a child actress, appearing on the children's television series Barney and Friends, 2002-2004, and emerged as a teen idol for her leading role as Alex Russo on the Disney Channel sitcom Wizards of Waverly Place, 2007-2012. She signed with Hollywood Records in 2008 and formed the band Selena Gomez and The Scene, which released 3 albums, Kiss and Tell, 2009, A Year Without Rain, 2010, and When the Sun Goes Down, 2011. Gomez has released 3 solo studio albums, starting with the EDM-infused debut, Stars Dance, 2013, which featured the top 10 single Come and Get It. She followed with Revival, 2015, which included Good For You, Same Old Love, and Hands to Myself, Her third album, Rare, 2020, produced her first Billboard Hot 100 #1 single Lose You to Love Me. She also released the Spanish EP Revelation, 2021, and her fourth album I Said I Love You First, 2025, with Benny Blanco. Gomez has collaborated on several singles, including We Don't Talk Anymore, It Ain't Me, Wolves, Tacky Tacky, and Calm Down, remix, the last of which is widely regarded as the most successful Afrobeats song of all time. Gomez has starred in films such as Another Cinderella Story, 2008, Monte Carlo, 2011, Spring Breakers, 2012, The Fundamentals of Caring, 2016, The Dead Don't Die, 2019, and Emilia Perez, 2024. She also voiced Mavis in the Hotel Transylvania film franchise, 2012-2022. Gomez has produced series such as 13 Reasons Why, 2017-2020, Living Undocumented, 2019, and Selena and Chef, 2020-2023, and has played a lead role in Only Murders in the Building since 2021. Her accolades include an American Music Award, a Billboard Music Award, a Cannes Film Festival Award, 2 MTV Video Music Awards, a Screen Actors Guild Award and 16 Guinness World Records. Gomez has worked with charitable organizations. She advocates for mental health, and gender, racial, and LGBT equality, and has been a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador since 2009. She founded the cosmetic company Rare Beauty in 2020, valued at $2 billion in 2024, and non-profit Rare Impact Fund. She has appeared in listicles such as the Time 100, 2020, and Forbes 30 Under 30, 2016 and 2020, was named Billboard's Woman of the Year, 2017, and Latin Women of the Year, 2025, and was made a member of the Order of Arts and Letters by the Government of France, 2024. She is the most followed woman on Instagram, and among the wealthiest musicians. Early life. Selena Marie Gomez was born on July 22, 1992, in Grand Prairie, Texas to Ricardo Joel Gomez and Texas-born 3 former stage actress Mandy Teefey. 4 She was named after Tejano singer Selena Quintanilla. 5-6 Her father is of Mexican descent, while her mother, who was adopted, has Italian ancestry. 7-8-9 Gomez's paternal grandparents emigrated to Texas from Monterrey, Mexico in the 1970s. 10 Gomez has called herself a proud third-generation American-Mexican. 11 and once said my family does have quinceañeras, and we go to the communion church. We do everything that's Catholic, but we don't really have anything traditional except go to the park and have barbecues on Sundays after church. 12 Gomez's Spanish fluency waned after age 7, when she began working on television. 10. Her parents divorced when she was 5 years old, and she remained with her mother. 4-13 Gomez has 2 younger half-sisters and a younger step-brother as a result of her parents' remarriages. Her mother and her second husband, Brian Teefey, had a daughter, Gracie Elliott Teefey, born in 2013. 14-15 Her father and his second wife, Sarah, had a girl, Victoria Torrey, and a boy, Marcus Gomez. 16 For most of her childhood, she was homeschooled, save for a brief period when she attended a traditional school as a young girl. 17 She earned her high school diploma through homeschooling in May 2010. 18. Gomez was born when her mother was 16 years old. 19 The family had financial troubles throughout Gomez's childhood, with her mother struggling to provide for the pair. At one point, Gomez recalls that they had to search for quarters to buy gas for their car. Her mother later recalled that the two would frequently walk to their local dollar store to buy spaghetti for dinner. 20. Gomez has said, I was frustrated that my parents weren't together, and never saw the light at the end of the tunnel where my mom was working hard to provide a better life for me. I'm terrified of what I would have become if I'd stayed in Texas. 21 She later added that her mother was really strong around me. Having me at 16 had to have been a big responsibility. She gave up everything for me, had 3 jobs, supported me, sacrificed her life for me. Gomez had a close relationship with her grandparents as a child and appeared in various pageants. Her grandparents often took care of her while her parents finished their schooling, and she has said they raised her until she found success in show business. 22. Career. 2002-2006, career beginnings. Gomez first gained an interest in pursuing a career in entertainment watching her mother prepare for stage productions. 23. In 2002, she began her acting career on the children's television series Barney and Friends 24-25, portraying the character Gianna. 26. The show was her first acting gig. Gomez recalled of the experience, "I was very shy when I was little, I didn't know what camera right was. I didn't know what blocking was. I learned everything from Barney." 27. Gomez appeared in 13 episodes of the show between 2002 and 2004, as well as in 2 direct-to-video films. The show's producers released her when she became too old for the series. 27-28. While working on Barney and Friends, Gomez had bit part roles in the film Spy Kids 3D, Game Over, 2003, and the made-for-television film Walker, Texas Ranger, Trial by Fire, 2005. 29-30. She guest starred in a 2006 episode of the Disney Channel series The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. 31-30. 2007-2012, breakthrough with Disney and Selena Gomez and The Scene. Gomez at the 2009 Hollywood Style Awards in Beverly Hills. Gomez was given a recurring role on the Disney Channel series Hannah Montana in 2007 as pop star Michaela. 27. During this time, Gomez filmed pilot episodes for 2 potential Disney Channel series. The first was a Sweet Life spin-off titled Arwen, 32, and the second was a Lizzie McGuire spin-off titled What's Stevie Thinking? 33-34. She later auditioned for a role in the network's series Wizards of Waverly Place, ultimately winning the lead role of Alex Russo. 27. Gomez and her mother subsequently moved to Los Angeles. 25. In Wizards of Waverly Place, Gomez played a teenage girl in a family of wizards who own a restaurant in New York City. 35. It quickly became a success for the Disney Channel and marked Gomez's breakthrough into the mainstream. 36. The role brought Gomez teen idol status. 37-38, and she became one of the 10 highest paid children's TV stars of all time. 39-40. The series received numerous awards and nominations. 41-42, and won the Outstanding Children's Program at the 61st Primetime Emmy Awards. 43. It garnered positive reviews. 44-45, and particular praise for Gomez's comic timing and sarcastic delivery. 44-46-47. In 2008, while working on the 2nd season of Wizards of Waverly Place, Gomez voiced Helga in the animated film Horton Hears a Who. 48. The film became a commercial and critical success. 49. Grossing over $300 million worldwide. 50. That same year, she starred as an aspiring dancer Mary Santiago in the teen musical comedy film Another Cinderella Story, the 2nd installment of the A Cinderella Story series, released on direct-to-video. 51. This role earned her a Young Artist Award. 52-53. She contributed 3 songs to the soundtrack, including the single Tell Me Something I Don't Know, 54-55, which became her first entry on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart. 56. She also recorded the song Fly to Your Heart for the soundtrack of the animated film Tinker Bell. 57. At age 16, Gomez signed with Hollywood Records. 58-59, and formed her own production company, July Moon Production. 60. Gomez was slated to release 2 films under the company. The first, titled What Boys Want, would feature Gomez as a girl who could hear the thoughts of men. 61. She later announced a film adaptation of the novel 13 Reasons Why, in which she was to play a young girl who commits suicide. Ultimately, neither film was made. 62. Gomez later produced a television adaptation of the novel. 63. Gomez continued to enjoy mainstream success throughout the following year, appearing as Alex Russo in a crossover episode of the Disney Channel series The Sweet Life on Deck in 2009. 64 She made a guest appearance on the Disney Channel series Sunny with a Chance. 65 She appeared in a remix of the Forever the Sickest Kids single Whoa Me vs. Everyone, in April of that year. 66 Gomez, along with Demi Lovato, starred in the Disney Channel film Princess Protection Program, which aired in June 2009. 67 The film had a total of 8.5 million viewers during its premiere. 68 The pair recorded the song One and the Same for the film's soundtrack. 56 She next starred in Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie, a television film based on the series. 69 The film premiered in August to an audience of 11.4 million viewers, becoming cable's #1 scripted telecast of the year and was the second most watched TV movie on cable, behind High School Musical 2. 70 71 72 Roxana Haydadi of The Washington Post credited all three performers Gomez, David Henry, and Jake T. Austin for their acting skills that carry the film. 73 The film won the series its second consecutive Emmy for Outstanding Children's Program at the 62nd Primetime Emmy Awards. 74 Gomez recorded 3 songs on the television series and film's soundtrack, including the single Magic. 75-76 She later provided the voice of Princess Selena in the English-language version of the French animated/live-action film Arthur and the Revenge of Maltesard. 77 Gomez performing at the 2010 Kiss FM Jingle Ball. Hoping to cross over into the music industry, Gomez formed the pop-rock band Selena Gomez and the Scene under her deal with Hollywood Records. 78 The name of the band is an ironic jab at the people who called Gomez a wannabe Scene. 79 The group's debut studio album, Kiss and Tell, influenced by pop rock and electronic rock, was released in September 2009. 80-81 It debuted at number 9 on the Billboard 200 albums chart in the US with first week sales of 66,000 copies. 82 The album received mixed reviews, with some critics praising its fun nature and others criticizing Gomez's vocal performance. 83-84-85 Although the lead single was not commercially successful, 56 The second single, Naturally, became a breakthrough hit, reaching number 29 in the US and number 7 in the United Kingdom. 56-86 In 2010, Gomez starred alongside Joey King in Ramona and Beezus, a film adaptation of the children's novel series by Beverly Cleary, in which she portrayed Beezus Quimby. 87-88 The film was well received by critics. 89 Roger Ebert described it as a sweet salute, and found both actresses appealing. 90 Additionally, Gomez reprised the voice role of Princess Selena in Arthur 3, The War of the Two Worlds. 91 That same year, Selena Gomez and The Scene released their second studio album A Year Without Rain. 92 which debuted on the US Billboard 200 at number 4 with sales of over 66,000. 92 The album received mixed to positive reviews, where some critics reacting negatively to Gomez's auto-tuned vocals. 93 Both of the record's singles, Round End A Year Without Rain, achieved moderate success. 56 The band was awarded Favorite Breakout Artist at the 37th People's Choice Awards. 94 The band's third and final studio album, When the Sun Goes Down, was released the following year, to mixed reviews. 95 It debuted at number 4 on the US Billboard 200 with first week sales of 78,000 copies, and peaked at number 3 the following week. 96 The album's lead single, Who Says, was the band's highest charting effort, peaking at number 21 in the US. 56 Its second single, Love You Like a Love Song, went on to become the band's highest performing single in the US to date. 97 Peaking at number 22 on the Billboard Hot 100, where it spent 38 weeks. 56 And reached the top 10 in Canada. 98 Topping the chart in Russia. 99 Alex Frank from Pitchfork called the song a cult karaoke classic. 100 In 2022, Billboard ranked the song as the biggest song that peaked at number 22. 101 Billboard featured Gomez on their 21 Under 21 list in 2010, 102 2011, 103 and 2012. 104. Gomez starred in the comedy film Monte Carlo, 2011, with Leighton Meester and Katie Cassidy. 105. 106 She played the lead role of Grace, a teenager mistaken for a socialite named Cordelia, also portrayed by Gomez, while on a trip to Paris. 105. 106 In preparation for the role, she learned to play polo and received dialect coaching to speak in 2 different British accents. 107. 108 Gomez's accent was described as unconvincing. 109 The film received mixed reviews from critics. 110 Nick Shager from Slant magazine found Gomez cute, but too bland to lend the proceedings any vivid character, except for the few scenes that allow her to indulge her cold, sarcastic, nasty side as Cordelia. 111 Gomez appeared in a cameo role in the film The Muppets. 112 She also hosted in June the Much Music Video Awards, and in November the MTV Europe Music Awards. 113. 114. 2012-2014, Stars Dance in Films. Gomez confirmed in January 2012 that she would be taking a break from music, placing Selena Gomez and the scene on hiatus. 115 The hiatus eventually became a permanent split. Gomez described her time with the band as an exploratory period as a musician, after which she decided to pursue a solo music career, and there was a moment when I felt like I could do it and I wanted to try it on my own. 116 That year, Wizards of Waverly Place officially ended its run on the Disney Channel after 4 seasons. 117. 118. Gomez starred in the exploitation film Spring Breakers, 2012, alongside James Franco, Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Benson, and Rachel Corrin. It was directed by Harmony Korine. 119 The film premiered in September at the 69th Venice International Film Festival 120 and was released the following year. 121 The story followed 4 college-aged girls who decide to rob a fast food restaurant in order to pay for their spring break. 122 Gomez played a more mature character than she had previously and reportedly had a bit of a meltdown on set. 13 Spring Breakers received generally positive reviews from critics. 123 Some described it as a potential cult classic. 124 The film entered various retrospective best of lists 125 including the BBC's 100 Greatest Films of the 21st Century. 126 Manala Dargis from the New York Times wrote that this role gave her the chance to simulate the behavior that feeds the tabloids without the humiliations and career-crushing price paid. 127. Gomez played the voice role of Mavis Dracula in the animated film Hotel Transylvania 128 which premiered in September at the 2012 Toronto International Film Festival 129 and was released in theaters the same month to mixed reviews. 130. 131 Hotel Transylvania was commercially successful, grossing $358 million worldwide. 132 In 2013, Gomez starred alongside Ethan Hawke in the action thriller film Getaway, in which she played a young hacker. 133 The film was a critical and commercial failure 134 and earned Gomez a nomination for Worst Actress at the 34th Golden Raspberry Awards. 135 Christopher Orr of The Atlantic described her as a kid trying desperately to act like a grown-up, but with no real idea what that might entail. 136 She also served as executive producer and starred in the television special The Wizard's Return, Alex vs. Alex on the Disney Channel. 137. Gomez at a concert promoting Stars Dance in 2013. Despite earlier claims that she would be taking a break from music 138 Gomez released Come and Get It in April 2013, it served as the lead single of her solo debut album. 139 It became Gomez's first top 10 entry on the US Billboard Hot 100, reaching number 6 141 and also reached the top 10 in Canada and the UK. 142 Stars Dance was released in July. 143 The record is musically rooted in EDM and electropop. 144 145 It became her first album to debut at number 1 in the US, selling 97,000 copies in its first week. 96 146 and also reached number 1 in Canada. 147 It received mixed reviews from music critics, with some noticing her inability to create her own musical identity and panning her vocal abilities. 148 149 The album's second single, Slow Down, achieved moderate success. 140 Gomez incorporated choreographed dance routines into the album's music videos and her promotional live performances, having been inspired by artists such as Janet Jackson and Britney Spears. 150 151 The video of Come and Get It won the Best Pop Video at the 2013 MTV Video Music Awards. 152 Gomez embarked on her Stars Dance tour in August 2013. 153 After performing in North America and Europe, Gomez cancelled the Australian and Asian legs of the tour in December 2013, claiming that she would be taking a hiatus to spend time with her family. 154 In January 2014, it was reported that Gomez had spent 2 weeks at Dawn at the Meadows, which is a treatment center in Wickenburg, Arizona, that specializes in treating addiction and trauma in young people. 155 Her representative stated that she had spent time there voluntarily, but not for substance abuse. 156 157 Gomez confirmed in 2015 that she had been diagnosed with lupus and that after cancelling the tour she entered rehab to undergo chemotherapy. 158 159 Gomez played Nina Pennington, an innocent straight-A student, in Behaving Badly, 2014. 160 161 The project, filmed prior to Gomez's stint in rehab, was released in August to a generally negative critical and commercial reception. 162 163 However, critics deemed Gomez's performance superior to the film. 164 165 Gomez also had a supporting role in the drama Rudderless, 2014, the directorial debut of William H. Macy. 166 167 The independent film premiered at the 2014 Sundance Film Festival 166 and received a mixed reception from critics. 168 169 At the 2014 Teen Choice Awards, Gomez was honored with the Ultimate Choice Award for her contributions to the entertainment world. 170 In April 2014, Gomez had fired her mother and stepfather as her managers, who had served in those roles since her career at Disney. 171 Gomez later signed with the WMA and Brillstein companies to manage her career. 172 The Hollywood Reporter informed, Selena's desire to find fresh handlers is part of a strategy to move on into more adult-oriented fare in film and music, and finally get rid of the image of the Disney's teen idol. 173 This change fueled rumors that her contract with Hollywood Records was coming to an end. 174 In November 2014, Gomez surprise released her new single The Heart Wants What It Wants, and confirmed after months of speculation that she would be releasing a compilation album to complete her contract with her label. 174 The single became her second top 10 hit in the US, 56 and reached the top 10 in Canada. 98 That same month, Gomez released her first greatest hits album, For You. 175 The compilation album debuted at number 24 on the US Billboard 200 176, earning 35,506 album equivalent units in its first week. 177 Gomez officially parted ways with Hollywood Records and later signed with Interscope Records in December 2014. 178 2015-2016, Revival. While working on her second studio album, Gomez collaborated with German DJ Zed on I Want You to Know, released in February 2015. 179 and debuted at number 17 in the US. 56 in May, she appeared in Taylor Swift's music video for Bad Blood. 180 Gomez released Good For You featuring rapper A$AP Rocky as the lead single from her second studio album, in June. 181 The song debuted at number 1 on the digital song sales chart with first week sales of 179,000 copies, the best sales week in Gomez's career for a single. 182 Good For You became Gomez's first top 5 single on the Billboard Hot 100, and her first single to top the pop airplay chart. 183 It also reached the top 10 on charts in Australia and Canada. 184 Gomez later reprised the voice role of Mavis in Hotel Transylvania 2, 2015. The film was met with a positive critical reception and commercial success upon release. 185 grossing $474 million worldwide. 186 She was awarded Favorite Animated Movie Voice at the 42nd People's Choice Awards. 187. Gomez performing on The Today Show in 2015. Gomez released her second studio album, Revival, in October 2015. 188 It is primarily a dance pop and electropop record with R&B vibes. 189 190 The album was reviewed positively by critics, who praised its production and lyrical content. 191 Writing for Rolling Stone, Brittany Spanos stated that Revival is an audacious name for a 23-year-old singer's second album, but from start to finish, Gomez earns it, noting that his is the sound of a newly empowered pop artist growing into her strengths like never before. 192 Kristen S. He of Billboard called it one of the most influential pop albums of the late 2010s. 193 Rob Sheffield from Rolling Stone Australia called it one of the past decade's most influential pop albums. 194 The album debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 with first week sales of 117,000 album units. 195 and was certified platinum by the RIAA. 196 Same Old Love was released as the album's second single and topped the pop airplay chart. 197 198 It also peaked at number 5 in the US, tying with Good For You as Gomez's highest charting single at the time. 56 and reached the top 10 in Canada. 98 Hands to Myself served as the album's third single and became her third consecutive number 1 on the pop airplay. 199 making Gomez the sixth woman to score at least 3 number 1 singles on the pop airplay chart from a single set. 200 The single also peaked within the top 10 in the US, 56 and the top 5 in Canada. 98 Kill 'Em With Kindness was released as the Revival's fourth and final single 4 months later. 200 For her performance on Billboard's music charts, Gomez received the Chart Topper Award at the 2015 Billboard Women in Music event. 201 Gomez was a key advisor during the 9th season of the reality singing competition The Voice. 202 She made a cameo appearance in Adam McKay's film The Big Short, 2015. 203 In 2016, Gomez starred as Dot, a young runaway hitchhiker, in the comedy drama The Fundamentals of Caring with Paul Rudd. 204 205 which premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in January, and was released on Netflix 5 months later. 206 The film received a positive critical response. 207 Tristram Fane Saunders of the Daily Telegraph described Gomez's performance as impressive and mature. 208 Gomez performed as the musical guest on an episode of the NBC late-night sketch comedy Saturday Night Live in January 2016. 209 Gomez played the president of a sorority in the comedy Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising, 2016. 210 The film grossed $108 million worldwide. 211 and received mixed to positive reviews. 212 Gomez embarked on her worldwide revival tour in May 2016. 213 214 She claimed that the tour would focus solely on her as an artist and would feature less choreography and fewer effects than her previous tour. 214 Gomez began working on her third studio album while touring and added a new song titled Feel Me to the set list of her revival tour. 215 The song was later released in February 2020, due to high demand from fans. 216 After touring in North America, Asia, and Oceania, she cancelled the European and South America legs in August 2016 due to anxiety, panic attacks, and depression caused by her lupus. 217. Gomez featured on Charlie Puth's single, We Don't Talk Anymore. 218 The song was an international success. 219 and reached the top 10 in the US, Australia, France, Spain, and topped the charts in Italy. 220 and was certified 5 times platinum by the RIAA. 221 The music video became the most viewed music video published in 2016 on YouTube. 222 with over 3 billion views. 219 Gomez had a supporting role in Dubious Battle, 2016, starring and directed by James Franco. 223 The film had its world premiere at the 73rd Venice International Film Festival. 224 and was met with underwhelming reviews. 225 She also guest starred in the Comedy Central variety sketch series Inside Amy Schumer. 226 Gomez and Canadian singer Tory Lanez were featured on Norwegian DJ Kashmir Kat's single, Trust Nobody. 227. Following the cancellation of her tour, Gomez rechecked into rehab to focus on her mental health and was noticeably absent from social media. 228 At that time, she was the most followed person on Instagram. 229 and became the first person to reach 100 million followers on the platform. 230 In February 2023, she regained her status as the most followed woman on the platform. 231 and became the first woman to reach 400 million followers the following month. 232 Gomez made her first public appearance since entering rehab at the 2016 American Music Awards. 233 where she was nominated for Favorite Pop/Rock Female Artist and Artist of the Year, the first of which she won. 234 At the 2016 iHeartRadio Music Awards, Gomez won Biggest Triple Threat. 235 And at the 2016 Billboard Music Awards, she was nominated for 2 awards including Top Female Artist. 236 In the same year, she was named to Forbes 30 Under 30 list in the music category. 237 And again in 2020 in its All-Star Alumni category. 238. 2017-2019, standalone releases and 13 Reasons Why. Gomez and the Norwegian DJ Kygo released a single together, It Ain't Me, in February 2017. 239 The collaboration reached top 10 of most major music charts worldwide, including the US and the UK, 240 86 and attained top 5 peaks in Australia, Canada, Germany, and many European countries. 241 The song received nominations at major awards around the world. 242 including Top Dance/Electronic Song at the 2018 Billboard Music Awards. 243 and it also her best-selling song in the UK, selling over 1.4 million chart units. 244. Gomez served as executive producer for the series adaptation of the novel 13 Reasons Why. 63 The show premiered on Netflix in March 2017. 245 The series drew backlash from various mental health charities and suicide prevention communities over dangerous content, with some people feeling the show glamorized suicide. Gomez addressed the controversy, saying that we stayed very true to the book and that's initially what author Jay Asher created was a beautifully tragic, complicated yet suspenseful story, and I think that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to do it justice and, yeah, the backlash is gonna come no matter what. It's not an easy subject to talk about, but I'm very fortunate with how it's doing. 246 Despite the controversy, the first season was a critical success. 247 However, the other 3 seasons received generally negative reviews. 248 249 250 13 Reasons Why was the most tweeted about show of 2017, and the most watched original streaming series of 2018. 251-252 The series ended after 4 seasons in June 2020. 253 Gomez recorded a cover version of the song Only You for the series' first season soundtrack. 254. In May 2017, Gomez released the single Bad Liar, alongside a vertical music video which was available for streaming only through Spotify. 255 It was the first ever music video to premiere on Spotify. 256 The song received universal acclaim from music critics. 257 258 259 with some deeming it Gomez's best song to date. 260 Billboard ranked it as the best song of 2017. 261 Rolling Stone ranked Bad Liar at number 39 on its 2019 list of best songs of the 2010s. 262 Winston Cook Wilson of Spin magazine found Gomez's vocals pristine and the track charmingly weird, calling its lyrics and sample usage harebrained but ultimately brilliant. 263 Gomez released the single Fetish featuring rapper Gucci Mane 2 months later. 264 In October 2017, Gomez and EDM producer Marshmello released the single Wolves. 265 The song was a commercial success, and reached the top 10 on charts in Australia, Canada, the UK, and several European countries. 266 peaking at number 20 in the US. 56 Later that year, Gomez was named Billboard's Woman of the Year, in recognition of her influence and commercial success. 267. Gomez at the 2019 American Music Awards. In May 2018, Gomez released the single Back to You, from the 13 Reasons Why Season 2 soundtrack. 268 It reached the top 10 in a variety of charts in European countries. 269 top 5 in Australia and Canada. 270 and reached top 20 in the US and the UK. 271 Gomez voiced Mavis again in Hotel Transylvania 3, Summer Vacation, which was released in July. 272 273 with box office earnings of $528 million. 274 The film was a commercial success. 275 and received mixed to positive reviews. 276 Gomez featured on DJ Snake's song Taki Taki alongside Ozuna and Cardi B, released in September. 277 The single achieved global success. 278 reaching the top 10 in Canada, France, Germany, Italy, topped the charts in Spain and several Latin American countries. 279 and peaked at number 11 in the US. 56 The song has received numerous awards and nominations, including nominations for the 2 Billboard Music Awards and 280 but ultimately won Song of the Year at the 2019 Latin American Music Awards. 281 From 2011 to 2018, Gomez had a streak of 16 consecutive top 40 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, which is the longest active run of any artist according to Billboard. 282 Gomez also featured on Keegan-Michael's song Anxiety, released in January 2019. 283 In the following month, her collaboration titled I Can't Get Enough with Benny Blanco, Taney and J Balvin, was released. 284. Gomez appeared in Jim Jarmusch's comedy horror The Dead Don't Die, 2019. 285 The film had its world premiere at the 2019 Cannes Film Festival. 286 where it generated mixed reviews. 287 288 That year, she starred in Woody Allen's romantic comedy A Rainy Day in New York, with Timothy Chalamet and Elle Fanning. 289 290 Due to a resurgence of the 1992 sexual abuse allegation against Allen prompted by the Me Too movement, Gomez made a donation of over $1 million, exceeding her salary from the film, to the Time's Up initiative. 291 The film received mixed reviews from critics. 292 but Gomez's performance was praised. 293 294 Variety's Jessica Kyang wrote, Gomez comes out the best of the younger cast, husking her way through some of the film's better lines. 295 Gomez served as an executive producer for the Netflix docuseries Living Undocumented, released in October 2019, which follows 8 undocumented families in America. 296-297 The docuseries was a critical success. 298-299 and was nominated for a News and Documentary Emmy Award. 300 in an op-ed for Time on October 1, 2019, Gomez wrote she was approached about the project in 2017 and decided to become involved after watching footage that captured the shame, uncertainty, and fear I saw my own family struggle with. But it also captured the hope, optimism, and patriotism so many undocumented immigrants still hold in their hearts despite the hell they go through. 301. 2020-2023, Rare, Revelation, and Only Murders in the Building. On October 23, 2019, Gomez released Lose You to Love Me as the lead single from her third studio album. 302 The next day, she surprise released the album's promotional single, Look at Her Now. 303 Lose You to Love Me became her first #1 song in the US and Canada. 304-98 and reached the top 5 of various national charts worldwide, including Australia and the UK. 305 Rare was released on January 10, 2020, and debuted atop the US Billboard 200, earning 112,000 album equivalent units in its first week. 306 It became her third consecutive #1 album in the US. 306 and topped the charts in Australia, Canada, and several other territories, whilst peaking at #2 in the UK. 307-308 Primarily a dance pop record. 309 Rare features elements of R&B, electronic music, and alternative pop. 310 The album received positive reviews from music critics, who praised its production and cohesiveness, with many calling it Gomez's best album to date. 311-312 Gem A Swat of Variety labeled Rare one of the best pop albums to be released in recent memory. 313 Two other singles were released from the album, the title track, in conjunction with the album, and the third and final single Boyfriend, 314 released with the deluxe edition in April 2020. 315. In January 2020, Gomez voiced a giraffe in the adventure film Doolittle, directed by Stephen Gaghan. 316-317 The film, starring Robert Downey Jr., was a box office disappointment, and received negative reviews from critics, who called it too long and lifeless. 318 Gomez hosted and executive produced the HBO Max cooking show Selena and Chef, which features her joined by a different chef each episode. This was initially implemented remotely due to the COVID-19 pandemic. 319 Each episode highlights a food-related charity. 320 The show premiered in August 2020. 321 and was well received by critics. 322-323 It ran for 4 seasons till September 2022. 324 and was nominated for Outstanding Culinary Series at the 50th Daytime Emmy Awards. 325 Gomez won a Critics' Choice Real TV Award for her work on the program. 326 In May 2023, Food Network ordered 2 projects to be hosted by Gomez. 327 The first was Selena and Chef, Home for the Holidays, 2023, a 4-part holiday special and extension of Selena and Chef, which was also nominated for Outstanding Culinary Series. 328-329 The second became Selena and Restaurant, an interactive cooking series CO hosted with Raquel Stevens. It premiered in May 2024. 330 Gomez served as a producer for both programs. 330-331 In June 2020, Gomez featured in a remix of Trevor Daniels' song, Past Life. 332 Gomez executive produced 2 films that year, the romantic comedy The Broken Hearts Gallery 333 released in September 2020, to positive reviews 334-335 and the teen comedy drama This Is the Year. 336 In August, she collaborated with South Korean girl group Blackpink for Ice Cream. 337. The song peaked at number 13 in the US 338 and achieved the third highest 24-hour debut for a music video on YouTube at the time, with over 79 million views. 339. That year, Gomez was honored by the Latin Recording Academy as one of the leading ladies of entertainment. 340. She was also named by Time as one of the 100 most influential people in the world. 341. Gomez released her first Spanish-language project, an EP titled Revelation, in March 2021. 342. The record blends reggaeton, Latin pop, R&B genres with urbano elements, marking a departure from the dance pop sound of its predecessor, Rare. 343. 344. It debuted at number 22 in the US 345, shifting 23,000 equivalent album units in its first week of release, marking the largest sales week for a Latin album by a woman at the time, since Shakira's El Dorado in 2017. 345. It also debuted atop the Billboard Top Latin Albums chart, becoming the first album by a woman to do so, also since 2017's El Dorado. 345. The EP received universal acclaim according to Metacritic, a website collecting reviews from professional music critics. 346. It was nominated for Best Latin Pop Album at the 64th Annual Grammy Awards. 347. It also received Latin Pop Album of the Year nominations from the Billboard Latin Music, Latin American Music and Lone Nuestro Award ceremonies. 348. 349. 350. Gomez's expansion of her artistry was praised. 343. 344. 351. Entertainment Weekly's Marcus Jones called her a far more versatile musician than she's been given credit for. 344. It spawned 3 singles, De Una Vez, Baila Conmigo with Raúl Alejandro, and Selfish Love with DJ Snake. 352. 353. With this EP and the single Baila Conmigo, she became the first female act to top the US Latin albums and Latin airplay charts simultaneously in over a decade. 345. The music video for De Una Vez was nominated for Best Short-Form Music Video at the 22nd Annual Latin Grammy Awards. 354. Gomez performed at the 2021 UEFA Champions League final opening ceremony in May. 355. In August, she collaborated with Colombian singer Camilo on a song titled 999. 356. Gomez starred in and executive produced the mystery comedy series Only Murders in the Building alongside Steve Martin and Martin Short. 357. Which premiered on Hulu in August 2021. 358. And set the record for the most watched comedy premiere in the platform's history. 359. Ahead of the official premiere of the series, Gomez revealed that she was happy to have played a character that matched her current actual age, saying that she signed her life away to the Walt Disney Company at the start of her career and that she did not know what she was doing. 360. As of August 2024, Only Murders in the Building is the most watched original comedy series on Hulu. 361. The series has received critical acclaim throughout its 4-season run. 362. And won numerous accolades. 363. 364. The performances and chemistry among the main trio were praised by critics. 365. 366. 367. Richard Roeper of the Chicago Sun-Times wrote, "Gomez is a true CO star in the series and does a superb job of meshing with Martin and Short to form one of the more entertaining albeit unlikely friendship trios in recent memory." 368. Gomez won the Satellite Award for Best Actress Television Series Musical or Comedy. 369. And the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble in a Comedy Series. 370. She was nominated for the Critics' Choice Television Award for Best Actress in a Comedy Series. 371. And thrice for the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress Television Series Musical or Comedy. 372. Gomez received her first nomination for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series at the 76th Primetime Emmy Awards, marking the 4th time a Latina was a nominee for Comedy Series. 373 with a third consecutive nomination for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Comedy Series in 2024, Gomez became the most nominated Latina producer in the category's history. 374. Gomez reprised the voice role of Mavis, and also served as an executive producer, for the fourth and final installment in the Hotel Transylvania franchise, Hotel Transylvania, Transformania, 2022. 375 The film was released on Amazon Prime Video in January to mixed reviews. 376 377 Gomez was nominated as executive producer for a Children's and Family Emmy Award. 378 She collaborated with British band Coldplay on Let Somebody Go, released as a single in February. 379 For her work as a featured artist on Coldplay's 9th studio album, Music of the Spheres, she was nominated for Album of the Year at the 65th Annual Grammy Awards. 380 In May, Gomez hosted an episode of the NBC late-night sketch comedy Saturday Night Live. 381 She later made a cameo appearance on the show in December. 382 In July, Gomez executive produced the VIX and docu-series Mi Vecino, El Cartel. 383. In August, Gomez was featured on the remix of Nigerian artist Rema's song, Calm Down. 384 An international success, it peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Global 200. 385 The single became Gomez's 9th top 10 in the US, peaking at number 3, and her second number 1 in Canada, spending 9 weeks atop the Canadian Hot 100. 386 98 It topped the global US, pop airplay, and radio songs charts for 2, 5, and 10 weeks, respectively. 385 387 388 becoming Gomez's first leader on the former two. 389 390 Calm Down became the highest and longest charting African artist-led song on the Hot 100. 391 the longest-running number 1 of all time on the Billboard US Afrobeats Songs chart, with 58 weeks at the summit. 392 and the longest charting song in the top 10 and overall on the Pop Airplay chart, with 45 and 71 weeks respectively. 387 Billboard called it Afrobeat's biggest crossover hit. 393 while Variety described it as the song of two summers. 394 At the 2023 MTV Video Music Awards, the song was nominated for Song of the Year, and won Best Afrobeats, while it won Top Afrobeats Song at the 2023 Billboard Music Awards. 395 396 It became the first African artist-led track to reach 1 billion streams on Spotify. 397 and 1 billion on-demand streams in the US, its music video became the most viewed Afrobeats song on YouTube. 398 399 According to the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, IFPI, Calm Down was the second best-selling song of 2023 globally. 400 Billboard named it Gomez's biggest Hot 100 hit. 401. Gomez was the focus of the Alak Kishishian-directed raw and intimate documentary film, Selena Gomez, My Mind and Me. 402 The film premiered at the AFI Fest in November 2022. 403 and was released 2 days after on Apple TV and in select movie theaters. 404 405 It was met with a positive critical reception upon release. 406 The documentary was praised for mental health transparency. 407 408 Chris Azzopardi from the New York Times described it as an honest portrait study of stardom and mental illness. 407 The film was nominated for Outstanding Writing for a Non-Fiction Programming at the Primetime Creative Arts Emmy Awards. 409 and won the MTV Movie and TV Award for Best Music Documentary. 410 Gomez released the song My Mind and Me to coincide with the release of the documentary. 411 The song received Variety's Film Song of the Year honor. 412 In March 2023, Gomez appeared in the second season finale of the Apple TV and documentary television series Dear. 413 414 She released the standalone single Soon on August 25, 2023. 415 it reached the top 20 of the Billboard Global 200, and in the US and Canada. 416 98 56. 2024 present, continued acting in I Said I Love You First. In January 2024, Gomez stated that she prefers acting over music, and only has one more album in me. She revealed that she never really intended on being a singer full-time, but that hobby evolved into a career when she was working with Disney. 417 Gomez later mentioned feeling a little too old for the pop star life, 418 but has since retracted this and stated that music isn't going away and I just set it down for a second. 419 in February, she released the standalone single Love On, 420 which debuted within the top 60 in the US, and the top 70 on the Global 200 chart. 56 416. She played a supporting role as Jessie Del Monte, the title character's wife, in the Spanish-language musical crime comedy Emilia Perez, directed by Jacques Audiard. 421 422 she took Spanish lessons for the role. 423 and performed 2 songs for the film's soundtrack. 424 the film premiered at the 77th Cannes Film Festival. 425 where it won the jury prize. 426 Gomez's performance received praise. 427 she was nominated for supporting actress categories at the 82nd Golden Globe Awards and the 78th British Academy Film Awards. 428 429 she and the female ensemble of the film collectively won the Cannes Film Festival Award for Best Actress. 430 were nominated for Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture at the 31st Screen Actors Guild Awards. 370 and were honored, as Chevaliers, with the Order of Arts and Letters by the Government of France. 431. Gomez co-produced and appeared in the documentary Louder, the soundtrack of change, which was released on October 17 on Max. 432 she guest-starred and reprised her role as Alex Russo in the pilot and season 1 finale of Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, the spin-off and sequel to Wizards of Waverly Place. 433 434 the series, which she also executive produced, premiered on Disney Channel and Disney and on October 29, 2024. 435 her performance, subtle comedic timing, and dynamic with CO star David Henry was met with positive reception from critics. 436. Gomez and Benny Blanco released the collaborative album, and her 4th studio album, I Said I Love You First on March 21, 2025. 437 a promotional single, titled Scared of Loving You, was surprise released on February 13. 438 it was followed by the lead single Call Me When You Break Up, featuring Gracie Abrams, on February 21. 439 and the second single Sunset Boulevard on March 14. 440 I Said I Love You First was met with mixed to positive reception from music critics. 441 the album debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 with 120,000 units, marking Gomez's largest sales week to date, and her 7th top 10 release. 442 I Said I Love You First also debuted within the top 5 in various countries, including Australia, Germany, Ireland, and the United Kingdom. 443 Gomez was named Billboard Latin Women of the Year. 444. Artistry. Musical style. Gomez is described as a pop artist. 445 446 447 her work is primarily characterized as dance pop. 446 448 and EDM. 446 449 however, she has experimented with different music genres. Her debut album With the Scene was influenced by electronic rock and pop rock. 450 451 while her subsequent records with the band opted for a dance pop. 452 453 sound. A Year Without Rain noted synth pop characteristics. 454 and When the Sun Goes Down featured a more electropop. 455 an electro disco musical direction. 456 Her debut solo album Stars Dance was rooted in the EDM pop. 457 144 Genre Gomez herself described it as baby dubstep. 458 Drawing elements from electronic, disco, techno, and dance hall. 459 460 Her songs The Heart Wants What It Wants and Good For You have been described as minimalistic and grown up. 461 Introducing a more adult pop sound into her repertoire. 462 Influences. Early in her career, Gomez cited Bruno Mars as an influence for his style of music, his style in general, the way he performs, the way he carries himself. 463 She has also named Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Beyoncé, Rihanna, and Taylor Swift as influences. 464 465 466 467 468 469 Gomez's debut solo album Stars Dance, 2013, was prominently influenced by Spears, Swift, and EDM producer Skrillex. 470 Her second album, Revival, was mainly inspired by Aguilera's album Stripped, 2002, as well as Janet Jackson and Spears. 466 471 Songwriter. In regard to Gomez's writing craft, CO writer Ali Tampasi revealed the following to Elle: "We actually started writing another song together while we were in the studio with Andrew Watt, and I was really impressed by her collaboration, her ideas, how open she was and willing to tap into a place that is scary with having the power that she has over so many people to really be honest with her lyrics. She's extremely collaborative and she has great ideas. We'll just talk. I've only had the chance to get in with her once, but I'm sure we'll be working together, hopefully, in the future. But she comes up with tons of ideas and concepts, and she's a really great writer. It just flows naturally, and we just write on the guitar." 472. During a conversation with Amy Schumer for interview, Gomez candidly opened up about the writing process for her hit song, Lose You to Love Me. Gomez said, "I wrote it at the beginning of last year, and had just gotten out of treatment. It was a moment when I came back and I was like, I'm ready to go into the studio with people I trust and start working on songs. There was an air around it where people were very happy, because it was like I was going to finally be me. But I didn't necessarily see it that way at the time. When I wrote the song, I was basically saying that I needed to hit rock bottom to understand that there was this huge veil over my face." 473. On the Kelly Clarkson Show, Gomez opened up about of processing her own feelings through songwriter, calling it the best therapy. 474. In a conversation with Zane Lowe for Apple Music, Gomez was joined by Julia Michaels and Justin Tranter to talk about the creative process, including collaborative songwriter for her album, Rare. Gomez CO wrote every song on that album. 475. Philanthropy and advocacy. UNICEF. Gomez at the UNICEF 2012 Snowflake Ball in New York City. In October 2008, Gomez participated in St. Jude's Children's Hospital's Runway for Life by walking the runway as a model in Beverly Hills, where over $1 million was raised for the cause. 476 477 That same month, Gomez was named UNICEF's spokesperson for the Trick or Treat for UNICEF campaign, which encouraged children to raise money on Halloween to help children around the world. 478 In August 2009, Gomez, then 17 years old, became the youngest UNICEF ambassador. Millie Bobby Brown later surpassed this record. 479 480 In her first official field mission, Gomez traveled to Ghana in September 2009 for 1 week to witness firsthand the stark conditions of vulnerable children that lack vital necessities such as clean water, nourishment, education, and health care. 481 482 Gomez explained in an interview with Associated Press correspondents that she wanted to use her star power to bring awareness to Ghana. "That's why I feel very honored to have a voice that kids listen to and take into consideration. I had people on my tour asking me where is Ghana, and they googled it, and because I went there, they now know where Ghana is. So it's pretty incredible. 483 Gomez said, of her role as ambassador, that every day 25,000 children die from preventable causes. I stand with UNICEF in the belief that we can change that number from 25,000 to 0. I know we can achieve this because every moment, UNICEF is on the ground providing children with the life-saving assistance needed to ensure 0 becomes a reality. 481. Gomez was named spokesperson for UNICEF's 2009 Trick or Treat campaign for the second year in a row. 484 She raised over $700,000 for the charity in 2008 and stated that she hopes to be able to raise $1 million in 2009. 482 Gomez participated in a celebrity auction 485 and hosted a live webcast series on Facebook in support of the Trick or Treat campaign. 486 She returned as the UNICEF spokesperson for the 60th anniversary of Trick or Treat for UNICEF campaign in 2010. 487 In celebration of the organization's 60th anniversary, Gomez and the Scene held a benefit concert, donating all proceeds to the campaign. 488 Gomez also encouraged teenagers to donate via social media. She also auctioned personal items to CharityBuzz.com, designed a Trick or Treat for UNICEF t-shirt and participated in a small concert in Los Angeles. With Gomez's help, UNICEF raised $4 million. 489. In February 2011, Gomez traveled to Chile to meet with the families of the UNICEF-supported Programa Puente, which helped families better understand and develop skills to deal with early childhood education, development, and other issues related to raising children. Gomez remarked that UNICEF is helping Chilean families get out of poverty, prevent violence within the home and promote education. To witness firsthand these families' struggles, and also their hope and perseverance, was truly inspiring. 490 In March, Gomez participated in the UNICEF TAP Project's Celebrity Tap Pack, which featured limited edition, custom-made water bottles with tap water from the homes of each celebrity advocate to raise funds and increase profile for the clean water and sanitation programs. 491 All the funds raised, the campaign raised $900,000, made it possible to provide clean, safe drinking water to children in Vietnam, Togo, Mauritania, and Cameroon, countries where it's desperately needed. 492 493 She was also featured in videos that promoted the campaign. 494 495 In April 2012, she advocated for the global Sound the Alarm campaign on Facebook and Twitter, and recorded a public announcement encouraging young people to donate $10 via text message to prevent the death of 1 million children from malnutrition in the Sahel region of West and Central Africa. 496. Gomez has conducted and organized 3 charity concerts, 2010-2013, to help UNICEF provide children around the world with life-saving therapeutic foods, medicines, clean water, education, and immunization. In total, Gomez's 3 charity concerts for UNICEF have raised nearly $400,000 for UNICEF programs worldwide. 497 498 499 500 In 2014, Gomez visited Nepal to raise awareness for children in need. 501 A UNICEF ambassador since 2009, Gomez has played an active role in advocating for the world's most vulnerable children by participating in several campaigns, events, and initiatives on behalf of the organization. 502 In June 2021, Gomez signed a UNICEF open letter urging the G7 to donate more coronavirus vaccines to the international COVAX initiative. 503. Other charity work. Gomez was involved in the UR Votes Count campaign, which encouraged teenagers to learn more about 2008 presidential candidates Barack Obama and John McCain. 504 The following year, Gomez became the ambassador of Dosomething after being involved with the charity Island Dog, which helped dogs in Puerto Rico. Gomez updated fans on her blog at MySpace, "We are spending the day feeding puppies, washing them and hanging out with them."
After we spend the day with them, we are sending these dogs to different places in the US, the no-kill dog shelters, so they can find a home. 505-506 She joined while filming Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie in Puerto Rico. 507 In 2009, Gomez has been involved with the charity Raise Hope for Congo, an initiative of the Enough Project, raising funds for war-torn African country, in order to raise awareness of conflict minerals and sexual crimes and violence committed against women and girls in the Congo, as well as to eliminate sexual violence, torture and other atrocities through the 4P method: peace, protection, punishment, and prevention. 508-509. From 2009 to 2012, Gomez was involved in Disney's Friends for Change, an organization which promoted environmentally friendly behavior, and appeared in its public service announcements. 510 Gomez, Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus, and the Jonas Brothers recorded the charity single Send It On as the ad hoc musical team Disney's Friends for Change, all of whose proceeds were donated into the Disney Worldwide Conservation Fund. 511 The song debuted on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 20. 511 Billboard included this song in their list of the 100 greatest Disney-verse songs of all time, 2023. 512 In April 2012, Gomez was named ambassador to the Ryan Seacrest Foundation. 513 The year before, Gomez made an appearance at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia during a Ryan Seacrest Foundation broadcast from the hospital's multimedia center. 514 She was also a spokesperson for State Farm Insurance and appeared in numerous television commercials, which aired on the Disney Channel, to raise awareness of being a safe driver. 515 Gomez provided the narration for Girl Rising, 2013, a CNN documentary film, which focused on the power of female education as it followed 7 girls around the world who sought to overcome obstacles and follow their dreams. 516. In 2017, during her partnership with Coach, Gomez participated in activities with Step Up, an organization that supports girls in under-resourced communities to pursue an education. Gomez attended Step Up events at 2 Los Angeles high schools. She conversed with the girls and gifted them new Coach bags. 517-518 Gomez attended the We Day California Youth Empowerment event in Los Angeles in 2018 and 2019. During the 2018 event, Gomez introduced Nellie Maynor, a young fan who had a rare kidney disease. 519 Her participation in We Day 2019 was her first appearance after an extended break from the spotlight. 520 Gomez continued her partnership with We Charity when she traveled to Kenya in December 2019 to meet the local community and visit schools built by the organization. 521 During the 2019-20 Australian bushfire season, Gomez donated $3 million to fight Australia wildfires and urged followers to do the same. 522-523. In 2020, she created the Rare Impact Fund by Rare Beauty to help young people gain access to mental health resources, which is committed to raise $100 million over its first 10 years since establishment. To achieve that goal, 1% of all sales of Rare Beauty products go toward the fund. 524 In its first year, the Rare Impact Fund distributed $1.2 million in grants to support 8 organizations that work to expand mental health services in educational settings. 525 For each episode of her HBO Max cooking show Selena and Chef, 2020-2023, the show donated $10,000 to the charity of the Chef's Choice, often food-related. 526 In 2021, over the first 2 seasons of the show, $360,000 was raised for non-profit organizations. 527 Gomez donated 10% of the net proceeds from her cookware line with Our Place to the Rare Impact Fund, which focuses on mental health awareness. 528-529 From 2023 to 2024, Gomez and Sephora donate all 100% of global Rare Beauty sales to the Rare Impact Fund in honor of World Mental Health Day. 530, 531, 532. As of September 2024, the Rare Impact Fund has raised over $16 million since 2020, and distributed grants to support 26 mental health-focused organizations across 5 continents. 533 Serendipity Brands, which Gomez is a CEO, owner and investor of, donated $1 from every ice cream pint and product sold in May 2022 to the Rare Impact Fund. 534 In October, Gomez CEO founded Wondermind, a mental health-focused digital platform. 535 In December 2022, she donated exclusive items to the second annual ASCAP Foundation, which supports music education and talent development programs across the U.S. 536, 537. In response to the Gaza war, Gomez and her cosmetics brand Rare Beauty issued a statement about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, and donated funds to Magen David Adom in Israel and Palestinian Red Crescent Society in Gaza and the West Bank, and also donated to UNICEF to help get urgent medical relief and resources to the children of Gaza. 538 Both Gomez and Rare Beauty were heavily criticized for their misleading statement, which implied solidarity with the people of Gaza, whilst they donated funds to Magen David Adom, which is an auxiliary service to the Israel Defense Forces. 539, 540, 541 Gomez signed an Artist for Ceasefire letter in October 2023 calling on President Joe Biden and Congress to call for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The letter says, "We believe that all life is sacred, regardless of faith or ethnicity, and we condemn the killing of Palestinian and Israeli civilians." 542 In December 2023, she attended Rami Youssef's fundraiser for Gaza. 543. In January 2025, Gomez volunteered to help distribute basic necessities during the 2025 Southern California wildfires to those who were displaced by the tragedy, and also, together with her brand Rare Beauty, made donation to the Los Angeles Fire Department Foundation and World Central Kitchen, who are on the ground providing immediate aid. 544 During the pop-up of the 5th anniversary of her album, Rare, Gomez sent all proceeds from sales of all products to fight 2025 Southern California wildfires. 545. Advocacy. Gomez at the White House in 2022. Gomez advocates for various causes. She is known for frequently raising awareness on mental health. 546 In 2019, she received the McLean Award for Mental Health Advocacy. 547 The Stanford Healthcare Innovation Lab honored her with the first ever Mental Health Innovations Award for Excellence in Mental Health Advocacy in 2022. 548 That year, she also received the Morton E. Ruderman Award in Inclusion by the Ruderman Family Foundation. 549 Gomez has shown support for the LGBTQ community. She joined numerous celebrities to write a love letter during Pride Month, as a part of Billboard's 30 Days of Pride during the month of June 2016. She also collaborated with 23 other artists for the charity Single Hands, a tribute for the victims of the Pulse nightclub shooting, to raise funds for Equality Florida's Pulse Victims Fund, CLOD, and the GLBT Community Center of Central Florida. 550 That year, she donated proceeds of her Revival Tour concert in North Carolina to fight the state's recent legislation known as the Bathroom Law. The law, repealed in 2017, required people to use public restrooms in line with their birth gender unless they had fully transitioned. 551 In 2023, Gomez and her cosmetics brand Rare Beauty participated in the 53rd Annual Los Angeles Pride Parade. 552 As well as her Rare Impact Fund has been donating funds since the Foundation for the Trevor Project and in 2023 for Trans Lifeline, who focus on LGBTQ and youth. 553 In April 2024, Gomez participated as one of the speakers at the Time 100 Summit, which brought together the global Time 100 community to discuss encouragement and solutions for actions that aim to improve the future by telling the stories go global personalities and ideas that shape our world. 554 Gomez spoke about important issues related to mental health protection, social media, and many others. 554 On May 1, 2024, Gomez held a special event dedicated to Mental Health Awareness Rare Beauty Summit, where she also offered resources to solve mental health problems. The U.S. Surgeon General Vice Admiral Vivek Murthy joined her at this event. He thanked Gomez for creating the Rare Impact Fund and for paving the way for self-acceptance, support and healing. 555. In 2014, Gomez spoke out about the 2014 Gaza war, posting a message on her social media in which she asked for help and prayers for Gaza. The message read, "It's about humanity. Pray for Gaza. Please pray for those families and babies today. Please always remember what's important in life. It's not any of this. We are here to help, inspire, and love. Be that change. Number weareth the next generation," Gomez wrote in the caption. A few hours later, she added that, "And of course, to be clear, I am not picking any sides. I am praying for peace and humanity for all," Gomez wrote in her message. 556 In the wake of the Alabama abortion ban in May 2019, Gomez spoke out on Instagram in favor of abortion rights in the United States. 557 Amidst Roe v. Wade being overturned in June 2022, Gomez stated she is not happy and that men need to stand up and also speak against this issue. It's also the amount of women that are hurting. 558 Gomez is a critic of racism and supported the Black Lives Matter movement, lending her Instagram account to Alicia Garza, co-creator of Black Lives Matter and one of the founders of Black Futures Lab, in June 2020. 559 560 In May 2021, Gomez participated in the Vax Live, the concert to reunite the world concert organized by Global Citizen to promote the distribution of COVID-19 vaccines worldwide through the COVAX program. The event urged people to ask their governments to pledge $22.1 billion in aid to the vaccine distribution. 561 In May 2022, MTV partnered with Gomez and the Rare Impact Fund by Rare Beauty to host the Mental Health Youth Action Forum at the White House in coordination with the Biden-Harris administration. 562. Business and Ventures. Products and Endorsements. In 2009, Gomez was part of Sears's back-to-school fashion campaign and featured in television commercials. 563 She hosted the Sears Arrive Air Band casting call to select 5 winners for the first ever Sears Air Band to perform at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. 564 She also became the spokesperson for Borden Milk and starred in campaigns, print ads and television commercials for the brand. 565. Gomez promoting hair brand Pantene in 2015. Having previously announced plans to launch a fashion line, Gomez released the Dream Out Loud collection in 2010. 566 567 It consisted of bohemian dresses, floral tops, jeans, skirts, jackets, scarves and hats, all of which were made from recycled or eco-friendly materials. 568 569 Gomez stated, "With my line, I really want to give the customer options on how they can put their own looks together. I want the pieces that can be easy to dress up or down, and the fabrics being eco-friendly and organic is super important. Also, the tags will all have some of my inspirational quotes on them. I'm just looking to send a good message." 566 569 Gomez teamed up with designers Tony Melillo and Sandra Campos for the project, both of whom had previously worked with big-name fashion houses. 567 Melillo and Campos teamed with New York-based Aoimai Apparel to manufacture the brand, which was formed by Aoimai CH Brands LLC, the holding company for the brand. 570 From 2010 to 2014, Gomez worked with retailer Kmart to release the clothing line. 571 572. It was announced on July 14, 2011, that Gomez had signed a license agreement with Adrenalina, an extreme sports and adventure-themed lifestyle brand, to develop, manufacture, and distribute her own fragrance. Chairman and CEO of Adrenalina, Ilya Lekake,
said, "We are incredibly enthused to be working with Ms. Gomez and will reveal more details pertaining to the fragrance as we get closer to the launch date." 573 The perfume was released in May 2012. 574 In 2013, she released her second fragrance, Viva More by Selena Gomez. 575 She also created her own collection of nail polish colors for Nicole by OPI. 576. From 2013 to 2015, Gomez was a spokesperson and partner for Neo by Adidas. 577 In 2015, Gomez signed $3 million endorsement deal with Pantene. 578 In 2016, Gomez appeared in a fashion campaign for luxury brand Louis Vuitton. 579 She also appeared in ads for Coca-Cola's Share a Coke campaign, and advertisements for the campaign and lyrics from 2 of her songs were featured on Coca-Cola packaging nationwide. 580 In 2017, Gomez confirmed her collaboration with Coach, beginning with their fall line, thereby becoming the new face of the brand. 581 The limited edition collection of handbags was called the Selena Grace line. 582 Gomez's second collection and first ever ready-to-wear collection for Coach, named Coach x Selena Gomez, included clothing, outerwear, and bags. 583 That year, Gomez signed a $30 million contract with the athletic brand Puma as brand ambassador, appearing in campaigns such as those for the Phenom Luxe sneakers released in March. 584 585 586 Her collection with Puma, called SGX Puma Strong Girl Collection, launched on December 12 of that year and contained products from sneakers to athleisure attire. 587 Since 2017, Gomez has been one of the highest paid people on Instagram, becoming the highest paid person on the platform of 2017. As of July 2023, Gomez earns $1.7 million per sponsored Instagram post. 588. In April 2020, Gomez became an owner and investor of the ice cream brand Serendipity. 589 In July 2021, she released a swimwear line with La Mariette. 590 In November, Gomez co-founded the mental health media platform Wondermind. 591 The following month, Gomez became an investor in the food delivery company Gopuff. 592 In May 2022, she collaborated with Our Place on a cookware line, the Summer Collection. 593 A second edition of the range was released in June 2023. 594 In February 2025, Gomez and Benny Blanco's collaboration Talk was previewed as the soundtrack to an Apple advertisement for the iPhone 16e, before its release the following month. 595. Rare Beauty. Further information, Rare Beauty. In September 2020, Gomez launched her own makeup and cosmetics brand, Rare Beauty. 596 The brand, instead of selling an unattainable image, aims to help people feel good about themselves by promoting inclusivity and mental health initiatives. 597 It sells cruelty-free and vegan products packaged with recyclable materials certified by the Forest Stewardship Council, FSC. 598 Following its release on its official web store and Sephora stores in the US. 599 The brand was eventually made available in the Middle East, Europe, and Southeast Asia. 600 It was named Startup of the Year at the 2020 WWD Beauty Inc. Awards. 601 Rare Beauty was named as Time's Most Influential Company of 2024. 602 603 As of May 2024, the brand is valued at $2 billion. 597 604 It is one of the best-selling brands at Sephora and the fastest-growing celebrity beauty brand on social media. 605 Rare Beauty has already sold $70 million worth of liquid blush, over 3.1 million units, in 2022 alone. 605 In 2023, Rare Beauty emerged as the top index brand on TikTok and Instagram,
with a combined media impact value of $313,198,657 on the two platforms alone. 606 that year, the estimated revenue for the line reached $300 million, up approximately 50% from 2022. 607 in September 2024, it was reported that Gomez had become a billionaire, with an estimated net worth of $1.30 billion. 608 Bloomberg News estimated that roughly 81% of it originated from rare beauty. 533 Bloomberg also stated that at age 32, she had become one of the country's youngest female self-made billionaires. 609. Public image. Initially a teen idol, she has been referred to as a pop icon. 610 as a triple threat, owing to her successful singing, performing, and acting careers. 611 and as one of the most influential Latina in entertainment. 612 613 Gomez is one of the most successful child stars. 614 615 616 Vulture ranked her third on its Disney and Nickelodeon Stars Gone Pop listicle, writing in 2021 that Gomez is perhaps the most effortlessly likable star of her generation, and in the revision of this rating, named her as one of the few child stars with a successful music career as an adult. 615 Caroline Sullivan from The Guardian called Gomez the tween queen, and the biggest star attached to the Walt Disney Company, describing the Gomez phenomenon as a key figure in the influence of billions of kids and, through them, their parents' wallets, bringing billions to the company through her image, TV series, movies, music records, perfume, and clothing ranges being in the spotlight. All this means that tweens can barely avoid her. 617 Billboard ranked her number 38 on its decade-end listicle of the most successful artists of the 20